All right, number 17, we have a kite again. So in order to find the area of a kite, that is 1/2 diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So remember, in a kite, the part or the diagonal that connects the two different side lengths are going to be congruent to each other. So we know those two parts have to be congruent and that we have right triangles here. So in order to find the length of our diagonals, we are going to label these with some x's and y's to help us solve what they are equal to. So I'm going to make this one x, and that makes this one y. So in order to find diagonal 1, we have to have two x's added together, x plus x, and then diagonal 2 is going to be 35 plus y. All right, so using that information, we're going to go ahead and solve for x first. And the reason we're going to solve for x first is because if we look at the triangles we have, one of them that contains an x, we already know two of the other sides. So setting that up, we would have 35 squared plus x squared equals 37 squared. So we can just go ahead and figure out what each of these values are. So we're going to have 1,225 plus x squared equals 1,369. And we will subtract 1,225 on both sides to get 144, which means our x value is 12. So that means diagonal 1 is going to be 24. So we know part of our equation now. We know 1/2 times 24. Now we need to figure out what diagonal 2 is equal to. So we need to figure out that y value. So if we look at this, we know this top right triangle. If we draw that separately, we know we have a right angle and a 30-degree angle. And we know that the height is 12, and we are trying to solve for y. So from here, if you wanted to, you can use SOHCAHTOA to solve for that missing side length. Or if you remember your 30, 60, 90 triangles, we would have the short leg and the long leg. So in this one, if you remember the equation for the long leg, that is the short leg times the square root of 3. And again, if you don't remember these, that's okay. You can use SOHCAHTOA, and then you can just round your answer to 4 decimal points. So for this one, y is going to be 12 square roots of 3. And remember, that's not the full length of our diagonal. We have to add that to 35 to get that full length. Once we have that information, we're just going to plug it into our equation and type it into our calculator. And remember, you want to type it the exact same way that you see it so that you are getting the right answer. Because we want to make sure we're adding 12 square roots of 3 and 35 together. And that gives us our answer about 669.4 units squared for our answer.